Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, we are talking about two things. First of all, we are going to be breaking into the statistics of the season tanks that are coming into World of Tanks Blitz. This is really exciting because these vehicles look really dangerous and very, very fun. Not only are we going to be breaking into the statistics of these season vehicles, but we are also going to be breaking into the BZ58-2 event, which looks incredibly pay to win. Well, not pay to win, but pay to progress is what I should say. But we'll break into that in a little moment. We're going to start off by talking about the statistics of the KV-2JR, the Tier 8 Death Star, and the Tier 7 E10. We actually have the stats. So we can see the KV-JR, and I should mention that there's no equipment on this vehicle. So if you're running it fully equipped with provisions, you're looking at about 10% better statistics all round. So armor-wise, it's not looking great. It's only about 200 millimeters on the turret. Hull's only about 194. Even if it is angled, it's not going to be amazing in the hull armor department, especially with only 76 millimeters of flat side armor. But 2200 HP is alright, especially if you're running an additional 3% next update. That's still going to be a pretty decent chunk of HP, probably close to about 23, almost 2400. That's a lot for a Tier 7 Heavy. The vehicle actually has surprisingly good camo values as well. Why does it have 25% concealment? I don't know. That's better than it should be. Damage per minute is 1700. With food and everything else, you're looking probably close to about 1900 damage per minute. Not great, but it's okay. And this is where we really arrive to the nasty things, the gun. It has 240 mils of standard pen. So with calibrated, you're looking at about 250. And with heat, you're looking at about 350 mils of pen because of the calibrated buff next update. The HE is going to be about 85 mils of pen. The average damage is 630 on the standard, 545 on the heat, and 960 on the high explosive. This is going to be the highest alpha Tier 9 heavy in the game, and it finally features a true 150. There are so many Tier 9s that don't feature true 150s. For example, the T92E1 and the Kampfpanzer 70 both have pretty dookie HE, which only deal around 600 damage. This tank deals 960, so it's going to be crazy. It's going to be dangerous. But look at the dispersion! 0.46, and it has an aiming time of 6.1 seconds. Even fully equipped and running food, you're still going to be looking at an aiming time in around 5 to 4.5 seconds, with a dispersion probably around 4 or 0.42. This thing is going to be freaking awful on its accuracy. It also has no gun depression at 6 degrees and very poor mobility. It has an average speed of 22, while the top speed is 38. Its power to weight is pretty bad. To be fair, if you're running food, it'll be somewhat maneuverable, but that reverse speed is tragic. And when you realize that this is going to be a very easy target to hit, paired with that reverse speed, it is going to be quite an easy tank to catch out in the open. But still, it is cool that at least we are getting some style smasher in Tier 9. I'm actually really excited for the tank. I'm really nervous, but I'm also excited. I don't think it's going to be as broken as the smasher down in Tier 7. You have to remember that in Tier 7 there's not many high alpha vehicles. So driving this big old towering beast doesn't really hurt you too much because you just get away with nuking players. But well, having 6 degrees of gun depression with a pretty poor armor profile and bad reverse speed in Tier 9, it's going to give people a false confidence that I think is going to cause them to fall apart very quickly and get absolutely annihilated. The Tier 8 Death Star, in my opinion, is where things get very, very dangerous. See, the Death Star doesn't have any armor. Its turret is 82 mils thick, the hull is 120. Doesn't have much HP at only 1200. Again, do remember that there's no food or provisions on this vehicle. But the thing that is really going to make this tank crazy is the gun. Firing AP ammo without food, it has 2400 DPM. So running food and everything else, this vehicle is looking upwards of around 2700 DPM, which is quite impressive. And this is where it gets even more dangerous. The vehicle is an auto-loading HESH vehicle. When you read the title of today's video and it said the new Cobra coming to Blitz, you probably thought it was clickbait. Well, it's not. This tank has a 3-shell clip with a 2.2 second intro clip, and it deals 370 damage with the high explosive. Yeah. So if we were to pull out our calculator very quickly, and we do 370 multiplied by 3. This tank deals 1110 damage in 4.4 seconds. You thought the TVP in Tier 10 was cringe, dealing 1200 damage in 4.5 seconds? Well, this tank is down at Tier 7, or Tier 8, and it is dealing the same damage as a TVP clip. What the heck? This is going to be ridiculous. And it doesn't have poor DPM, as you saw. The vehicle has pretty good accuracy as well. Again, no food, no equipment on the tank, 0.316 dispersion. So fully equipped, you're looking at 0.3 dispersion with less than 3 seconds of aiming time. What the absolute heck are we looking at here, guys? This tank is going to be insane. Now, to be fair, it's got poor gun depression, but it has a traversable turret, 45 degrees to the left and to the right, and it's fast. It goes at a top speed of 46, it reverses at 14, and it has a power to weight of 16.4. So this thing is going to be quite insane. It's going to feature one of the most dangerous guns in the game. I would highly recommend for people that are wanting to get a crazy good vehicle to really focus on getting the Tier 8 seasoned tank. Then we arrive to the final vehicle, the E10. Now this tank was originally going to have a 500 damage per shot gun, but Wargaming nerfed it. Very disappointing. But it still does appear to have very good other characteristics. Its armor looks really solid. 196 mils on the turret, 140 on the sides, 160 on the hull, and 102 on the sides of the hull. We can see that the turret of this vehicle is quite well armored and angled. So with that angle and the effective armor of the turret, if you angle it properly, it's probably actually going to be upwards of 250 to 60 millimeters effective, especially if you're running enhanced armor. When you pair that with the fact the vehicle also features a gun, which looks pretty decent. It's got 1700 DPM. If you're running food, probably closer to about, 1900 DPM. It has 400 damage per shot, decent standard pen, decent premium pen, overall a pretty good gun in that regard, but oh, that dispersion's bad. 6 seconds of aiming time, 0.4 dispersion. Oof, yeah, you're not going to be doing great there. Also only a 6 degrees of gun depression, and mobility-wise, the vehicle only goes 32. So this tank is all about the armor and the alpha. I'm excited to see how it does. I think it'll be quite a fun tank, though. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the vehicle. So we are actually seeing Anthony here equip the tank, and we can actually get an idea of what the DPM is going to look like. So 1900 if you're running rammer, and that's with provisions and everything. So not awful. Personally, I would not recommend to run provisions on the tank. So we can get an idea of the mobility here. As the game starts, we can see him driving it. And we can also see the dimensions and size of the vehicle. It's actually a rather slow tank, as you can see. And I said that before. This is not going to be a great vehicle on power to weight. It's very tall. Looks kind of goofy, I'm not going to lie. But this is without PBR or anything like that. I find it weird Wargaming is not putting PBR on their own stream. Kind of goofy if you ask me. But yeah, the tank has still not broken over 30 kilometers per hour, so it's not very fast by any means. But what I really want to see is the armor profile of this vehicle. They're going to swap to Alex's point of view. I don't know exactly when, and obviously Alex doesn't know where she's aiming, but, well, that was just an awful shot from Tony there. But let's see if they swap over to Alex's point of view at some time here. Come on, show us the other angle. Here we go. Looks like they're going to swap over to her camera view now, so we can get an idea of what the vehicle's armor profile looks like. The KV-2's profile, as I said, is not looking to be anything impressive. We can see it here frontally. This is with AP ammunition. The turret, yes, the mantlet is very strong, but it has a weak lower plate. It looks like this flat spot here is also very weak, and the entire turret has weak spots. And by the way, this is against standard ammunition. Loading gold, the KV-2JR is going to have even less armor. That's what it looks like with gold. So the upper plate becomes even weaker. Even the mantlet appears to have a weak spot. And I doubt that Alexandra is running rammer on the vehicle. Honestly, it doesn't even look like this tank has been equipped. The side armor looks pretty freaking awful on the vehicle. Overall, the KV-2JR does not appear to be a heavily armored tank, which is good. I'm very glad. And yeah, the rear also looks quite easy to cut through. It's flat. Probably an easy high explosive pen. So overall, it doesn't look like there's anything too crazy going for the vehicle. Some other good news, it looks like Wargaming is going to be giving away a free Stritzvon 81, or at least that's what they said. Last time I said Wargaming was giving away a free T-77, it turns out they weren't. But apparently, this tank might be possible to get your hands on for free. To be fair, the Stritzvon 81 isn't anything crazy, so it's nothing too special in that regard. The final things we got to break into, well, there's obviously a Battle Pass style event coming into the game. Nothing too spectacular here. Doesn't look like the rewards are going to be anything crazy as it is, so I can't really say too much, but this is obviously going to be the Blitz birthday rewind. Actually, it doesn't look like this is going to be a Battle Pass event. It's kind of hard to tell, but either way, they're having a new event for the Blitz event there, which is kind of cool. We can see that you will get some rewards for completing stages, Caro 45 ton and a K2, which honestly looks pretty crazy. So that's really, really epic, but I don't really know how this is going to work out. I don't think they're going to give you a Caro and a K2 for free. So obviously there's going to be a little bit more that breaks into the event, which we'll have to see when it does get released. The final thing I wanted to talk about was the BZ-58-2. This is a tier 9 Chinese heavy tank. It looks to be a slightly reworked 50 TP on the tech tree, and I think it looks amazing. The legendary camo looks fantastic. I wish Wargaming would do more legendary camos like this. You can see that it's a stupid Thanksgiving event. So you have to get the Barask, and then you have to get the next vehicle, which is the Charlemagne, and then you will finally unlock the ability to, what it appears, purchase the BZ-58-2. But what's also looking a little bit funky is there's crates down here, and these crates appear to have the same style as the BZ-58. So I'm not sure if you actually get the BZ through purchasing tanks or if it's through actually getting the crates. My guess is Wargaming did both. You can open crates and try and get the BZ, or you can purchase the event itself. Either way, very, very disappointing there. I'm not going to be spending hundreds of dollars to get a tier 9. I'm sorry, it's just not happening, especially now that I have a press account. I'd much rather just review it here. But either way, thought I'd break into all of the news and information coming into World of Tanks Blitz. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited? Are you disappointed? I think personally, I'm quite excited for the KV-2JR and all that stuff, and especially because you're going to be able to get the E10 and possibly the Death Star for free. That looks pretty epic. Also, apparently a free Stritzvon 81, also very cool. But yeah, obviously there is some pay-to-progress aspects as well. We're going to have to find out. At the end of the day, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. As always, I try to keep you guys informed on the newest and most relevant information. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.